My name is Evan Willig. I'm a math teacher and also an instructional technology leader member at Ukiah Unified School District. I'll explain more about what that is in a moment. My advisor was Professor Miguel Lara. There we go. You've probably heard about the Common Core standards. One of the big things that comes up with the Common Core standards is the new method of testing, which happens to be online instead of the Scantrons that you're used to. So my school district, Ukiah Unified, has decided that to prepare students for this online testing, every single student is going to get a Chromebook. In fact, they've got a good portion of them now, but every student from, I believe, second to senior year of high school is going to have a Chromebook available to them during the school day. And every single teacher, to go with these Chrome or Google products, is going to have a Google Apps for Education account. So Gmail, Drive, all these different Google products available to them at all times. So with that whole situation, some problems arose. They needed a group of people who could lead all the teachers. Instead of training every single, like, 600 employees or whatever it is, you take a small group and you have them train their peers. They became the instructional technology leaders, which I am a member of. Part of the problem was they gave us no direction or no training on how to do any of these things. We didn't even really know what ITL, they just kept on calling us ITL for a really long time. We had no idea what it meant for like 3 weeks while we were at these training programs. So we had to do a lot of deciding exactly what it is that we were about. And they gave me the chance to do that and a chance to create a solution for if we have a new ITL member. You're not going to have a whole district-wide training if one elementary school adds one ITL member to this group. But they need to be caught up. What are the roles and responsibilities of this group? So we've got an interactive self-paced learning that they could do on the weekend on their own time. Takes about an hour. But the principal can say, hey, I want you to do this, check out this program, see if you understand what's going on, if that's something that you can really do. It's important that students learn the technology, but if teachers are the ones that are teaching it, they need to know it too, and someone's got to teach them. It's a whole big thing. One of the important aspects of this training, though, is that it's not a Google product training. There's lots of support out there for learning Google products. This was just about the roles and responsibilities, and what do you do when a teacher 20 years your senior comes and tells you to fix their printer? You have to know how to respond to that as a young teacher. I used Adobe Captivate 7 to create most of the product, and it's mostly scenario-based, like that example I just gave there. What do you do when someone approaches you and asks you to fix something that's not your job? And I use Merrill's first principles instructions to kind of guide the instructions. So there's a problem. Help me with this. That's not my job. So you activate their prior knowledge, you demonstrate a possible solution, you give them a chance to decide for themselves what it is, and then they're able to bring it into their actual practices as a teacher. Demonstration of the product here. That's not it. Right there. Right up at the top. So it starts out with an audio introduction.
This is Pam. She's an instructional technology leader. So what does Pam do as an ITL member? Working with her colleagues, she helps them use Google Apps.
Press the pause button. It introduces the main character that acts as the avatar for them. Like, this is the person I'm supposed to be like when I'm learning all these new things. She's kind of the center of all the demonstration interactions. And it also helps make sure that the incoming learner has an idea of what ITL is all about. So the main selection of the different modules, they have the choice here of all these different topics. Originally, the one-on-one training, small group training, district professional development, that was all one document or one module in this lesson, but I split it apart for things. The idea being if you have smaller chunks, it's easier to get through it, and as they complete a section, the button will actually turn white. Originally it turned dark green, but one of the usability testers was colorblind and he didn't know that he had finished stuff, so drastic color change after that. Let's take a look at one of the scenarios here. I got this to play by.
Throughout this lesson and course, you will
Oh, you kidding me. All right. One of the other things, the buttons kept breaking, so I put in a
fail-proof system.
There
As
you
an
go.
instructional technology leader, your colleagues will look to you for help and guidance for anything technology related. In this module, you'll learn how to identify what kinds of...
So it's kind of setting up and giving them an idea of what they're going to be doing during this section of the lesson, and it's got another scenario right here. As they progress through, there are questions that they come across, and they can try to answer it, get immediate feedback on right or wrong, and then correct it. They have to get 100% correct to be able to get the certificate at the end. But it's not a too difficult task because they can keep trying. But they need to keep trying is the thing. Close that down, go back here. Like I said during the usability testing, I used the rapid prototyping model. Did a lot of usability testing. Whenever I could grab someone to do it. But the main focus was the field test of really, did this product create educational gains? So I used a pre-test, post-test design, same exact questions both times. Take it before, do the lesson, take the test after, see if you have gains. And since the T-stat is greater than the critical value for a one-tailed test, I'm able to reject the null hypothesis that the average of the pre-test was bigger or equal to the average of the post-test. Basically, statistically significant gains between the pre and the post-test. They learned something at that point in between, which happened to be my lesson. Kind of useful. It says two-tailed test, it's supposed to be one-tailed, forgive me. Some lessons I learned while doing this. Work for someone else. Originally I had all these great ideas, and then I kind of realized that save your baby till after you've tried it a couple times. After you've worked for someone else, tried to get their idea on paper, then you'll have a better idea of getting what you want on paper, or on web if that's the case. Also, if you can manage, don't be your own subject matter expert, because then you don't have to do all the design and all the content at the same time. The creative juices were spread thin. That teaching 5 different courses at the same time doesn't help, right? I'd like to thank Ukiah Unified School District for helping me out, particularly the ITL group to let me bounce ideas off of them. The South Valley High School, that's where I teach. My staff was super supportive. Those numbers there at the end, the test, originally asked 20 people, 2 people fell through, and I just was able to grab 2 people right away on my campus, finish it out, so I could at least get 4 people on the test. Not very many, but after struggling, it was, I could at least get it done. I want to thank my family as well for being here tonight, and Kimberly, my partner, she brings me tea and has a shoulder to cry on when I need it. So. Do you have any questions for me?
I just was curious, Evan, if you had any one thing you could say that was most difficult about this whole process, what would you say that was?
When I was actually deciding which project to do, I kept on jumping through several different ones, couldn't find them, and that's why I finally just said, hey, I know they need this. I walked up to Katie Sommer, the head of the education instructional department said, let me make this for you. She said, okay. So then it was getting someone else's thing locked down. That really was the hardest part.
Okay, any other question? If not, let's move on. Thank you, Evan.